Good morning, everybody. I am going to try to see if I can even make a video of what we're doing in class today because I'm not sure if I really can or not. Because I wanted to go over some of the STAAR online testing features to show those of you well, everyone, but some of you that aren't always in the Zoom, make sure that you know some of the features that are available in the STAAR online test platform, and some of them that are available for science are very, very different than what you have available for reading and social studies. And so I wanted to make sure that you knew where those were and how to access them, but I'm not sure if I can do that in the video. So if at all possible, please try to make sure that you are in class because I'm going to try. But I believe since it's a lockdown browser, as soon as I open it up, it's going to knock me out of the video. So we're going to see. We'll see if it'll work. I'll go over the other stuff first, and that way we'll know as soon as it knocks me out and it ends my video that was that and it didn't work. So that's the first thing that I'm going to try to do in class is go over some of those online testing features. With whatever time we have left in class, we're going to do a Kahoot review. I did assign that in the classroom. You hopefully will be in class to do that Kahoot review with us because it's definitely more meaningful if we can talk about some of the questions that you miss to refresh your minds about what we did earlier this year and kind of talk about it if there's lots of people that miss some of those questions. So definitely better if you're in class today. But if for whatever reason, doctor's appointments, I don't know, whatever. If you can't be here, it is there so that you can do it for homework if you miss it. I'd like to take it as a participation grade just for completing it with us. So if you miss class, if you want to do that on your own, that is there. It's got the game code as a challenge to be able to complete it. Okay, so let's see if this is going to let me do this or not. Here we go. That's where your STAAR online testing program is. So you'll have to double click on it. I don't think it is still recording, but if by some chance it is, I'm going to go ahead and keep talking and hope that maybe it's recording my screen. We'll see. So we're going to do a practice test. And we are going to look at the 2017 and grade 8 and science and no P&P. And so next, it's going to give you directions about how they're going to show you the questions one at a time. If you can't see all of it, you can scroll up and down. Read carefully, always. Determine the best answer. For multiple choice, you can select the best answer from the 4 choices provided and use the eliminate. That's going to really, really, really be helpful on the science test because there's usually at least 1, if not 2, answer choices that you can eliminate right away because they just don't make sense. And that'll definitely help you as you're going. So it gives you the directions about moving on through the test and back and next, and it tells you which number you're on. You can skip and come back to questions. And you'll be able to mark questions for review so that if you skip one and want to come back to it later, it'll tell you which ones you skipped. And then these are where it's going to show you some of the tools that are available. And this doesn't show you all the tools that are available on the science, which is why I wanted to kind of make sure that I went over it with you some. And so then you'll get to that point on the test, but we're not going to worry about stopping right now. So this is what your science test will look like, except for a couple of things. The one you're going to be taking, when it was 2017, the online version, you did not actually have access to the sticky notes, to the calculators. And so when you actually take it, you're going to have access to sticky notes and calculators up here as well. And so you'll see those up here. So those will drop down and you'll be able to use calculators if you would like to use a calculator on any of the questions that you need them on. And there's actually a couple of different options for calculator. You've got a regular, just basic calculator. You've got a scientific calculator. You even have a graphing calculator if you need it, although I can't imagine you would need it for any of the questions on this particular test. So for example, on this, if you want a guideline as you're reading, you can either highlight the line you're on or line under it as you're reading to keep track of where you're going. You can turn that off. This is the eliminator that I was talking about. If you know that you've got one that really doesn't make sense. Say, for example, and maybe I want to, and I forgot which one, like green. I was thinking that there was a highlighter, but maybe not. Maybe I want to move this over here, and I read this question and I realize, okay, he's heating a meal in a microwave oven and wants to know the energy transformations that occur between the microwave oven and the meal. So I'm thinking about, okay, well, what kind of energy transformations with a microwave? Well, a microwave, electrical. Well, yeah, we have to plug in the microwave to get electrical energy. Chemical energy first? No, that doesn't sound right because I have to plug it in. So I can eliminate that one. So let me go back to my pencil. Electrical, yeah, I start with electrical because it's plugged in. Chemical, no, not really because it's plugged in. So already I've eliminated 2 just because I know that I started with the microwave being plugged in. And so then let's go back and look at the next one. Light energy. Well, yeah, my microwave makes light, so that could be right. Electromagnetic energy. Well, we haven't talked about it in class, but we'll talk about that. Yes, microwaves are a form of electromagnetic energy, so hopefully at that point you would know that. But let's say we don't know for sure. I don't know. Chemical energy. Well, at the end, it said it was using it to heat a meal. So am I getting chemicals out of it? Maybe. My food is a chemical, so maybe. Or thermal energy. Well, it gets hot. So yeah, that's definitely something that it's asking about because it's asking how it got hot. So if you're down to the end and you're like, okay, well, so this is where I'm stuck, then you can think about, you already eliminated 2 and you got 2 down to the point where you know this is how this ends and you're not sure about this. It does produce light, but you can't remember. Well, by that point, hopefully you will remember that we talked about microwaves. Then at least you've got it narrowed down and you're like, okay, yeah, that's not it. And so I know that my right answer is going to be that one. And so you're ready to go on. So that's just some of the tools you can use there. Another thing that I wanted you to notice is on this one, you have a notepad. So we talked a lot about some of the different mnemonic devices that you can use, like the 8th man. When you open that notepad, you can start by doing some of those mnemonic devices. So 8 man and filling those in. So like right from the beginning, you can remember everything you wanted to write down. Atomic number, oops, how did it go all the way down there? Protons and electrons, and then maybe we want to, I'm not doing a great job of typing, sorry. All equal. And then it's just going to weird places. And then mass minus atomic number equals, or you can just put the equal sign, neutrons. So there's one of them. We had another one, we said vari-pi. So valence electrons, reactivity, and protons, identity. We had another one that we said dock, and that was just the moon phases. We had formula triangles. I don't think you can draw on this one, but maybe we can. Let's see. Oh, nope, it doesn't let us draw on there. But you've got your little notepad that's going along, and so you can write down lots of the different things we talked about at the beginning, and that's there. You've got your periodic table, which you can write on. So you could come, actually I wouldn't write it here. I would write it on your formula chart. So you've got your formulas here. You can actually write your formula triangles there. So density equals mass divided by volume. So, I'm terrible. Mass divided by volume. And so density goes in the one that's left over. Maybe make them a little bit bigger so it's easier to write in them. And then speed is distance divided by time. So speed is the one that's over here. Force is mass times acceleration. So they both go in the bottom. And force goes up here. I'm terrible, sorry. And this one's actually no longer on there, so you don't even have to worry about that one. And then when you come back to it later, it's saved. So you've got that. You've got your periodic table you can write on. You can circle things. You can do all sorts of stuff on that. You can put points on different ones if you want to compare things that it's asking about. And look for whatever, all those different things you can do, and then you can go in and you can erase the ones that you put on if you're not using them again for a later question. So all those things are there for you. Like I said, you will have calculators on yours, so all of that's there. Use those tools and get, like this one, think about location of elements on the periodic tables based on the clues. So like on this case, if you think about, okay, if it's points, that one's a metalloid. So one, if it's a metalloid and you think about the fact that the metalloids were on the stairs, then already you can start to eliminate this one. And that's it, because it was in the wrong place for a metalloid. If you look at this one, it's a metalloid. So 2's got a metalloid, not there though, so you can eliminate that one. 3, it's a non-metal, so 3, nope, it's not in the right place, so you can eliminate that one. And so then you basically just have to come back and make sure that that one's all right. So does this one match all of those? So 1 is a metalloid, yes. 2 is a metalloid, yes. 3 is a non-metal, yes. 4 is a soft metal, yes. So just with that, you're good. And then you can go back and just check and make sure valence electrons, yes. 3 valence electrons, yes. 5 valence electrons, yes. 8 valence electrons, yes. 2 valence electrons, yes. And so you know that you're on the right track with those. So that's just some of your little tools you can use with some of those. And just use what you can, do what you can, and you'll be good to go. So let me see if any of that recorded.